absolute favorite desserts. It's easy, so you need some ripe bananas. I have a couple that are very ripe, and then some that are still yellow I'll use as well. And we're gonna slice these either in coins or just cut them in half and make a simple chocolate ganache. Dip them and freeze them. One of my favorite treats in the summertime, but anytime. Healthy, easy, using a whole food. Banana, when it's frozen, tastes almost like ice cream. It's really smooth and creamy and sweet. And the chocolate ganache is made with simple ingredients that I have on hand. Maple syrup as the sweetener, a cocoa powder, high in antioxidants, polyphenols, good for you, also magnesium source. This is obviously unsweetened, so pure cocoa powder. I'm using some coconut oil as my fat source. Some chocolates use cocoa butter. I don't have that, so I'm using coconut oil, a little vanilla, and some type of milk or other liquid just to cut the richness of the cocoa and make it a little creamier and more rich tasting. So I'm using almond milk. Feel free to use coconut or traditional cow's milk, whatever you prefer. And I'll see if I can't give you the right ratios. I usually just sort of eyeball it, but I'll do my best here. Really tasty and easy. So in a small saucepan over medium-low heat, even low heat, I melted my coconut oil and I added the vanilla and the maple syrup so that you get a melted combined mixture here. And then I'm going to slowly sprinkle in the cocoa powder, and be sure to continue mixing while I do that. Don't turn the heat up too high, it'll burn, and if it's too dry it'll also stick to the pan. So I'll add a little bit of my almond milk or whatever liquid you have as I go, and then really it's just adding additional of the ingredients to taste or bulking up the recipe if you need more. I'm going to add a little sea salt, maybe some cinnamon. See how it turns out. So as long as you keep stirring it, it should get nice and creamy like this. Make sure you get the little lumps out. And I'm going to continue adding the cocoa powder. And look how nice and creamy that is. You made your own chocolate. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt. This is not super sweet. I only added 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can add more if you'd like, but remember the bananas are sweet, they have natural sugar, so the dark chocolate really should just bring out some of that sweetness, but be a little bit bitter still to complement the fruit. Really nice and super easy. So I started dipping. I took my bananas out of the freezer. I grabbed a skewer, although you can use a fork or your fingers. It really doesn't matter. And I'm skewering my little banana coins, bathing them in chocolate, putting them back on the tray here. And if you want, you can add additional toppings, things like coconut, cinnamon, dried fruit, seeds, whatever you like. Nuts, that would be delicious. And that's it. There we go. Not the most beautiful right now, so you're gonna have a little runoff onto the tray with the chocolate, and you can just crack those off of the foil once they're frozen and eat the leftover chocolate, but they won't look so messy once they're frozen. So once you dip them all, place them in the freezer for a few hours. The chocolate amount that I made covers about 4 bananas, maybe a little bit more.